Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we cover the Amarnath Yatra as the pilgrimage begins this week. We also look to the United States, which celebrates 250 years. Also on the show, how a Swiss city hosts a folk tradition as a yodeling festival takes place in Basel. Let's start. The annual Amarnath Yatra 2026 has now officially started. It has emerged as one of the most technologically secure pilgrimages in modern history. This year, security agencies deployed an unprecedented combination of manpower and advanced surveillance systems under the Jammu and Kashmir Police's Operation Hawkeye. Let's see how.
More than 100,000 security personnel, artificial intelligence-enabled facial recognition, drones, snipers and integrated command centers. A multi-level security shield has been made from Jammu's Bhagwati Nagar base camp to the holy cave shrine in Kashmir. This is the Amarnath Yatra 2026. This week, the annual Yatra commenced on the 3rd of July and will conclude on the 28th of August. This 57-day pilgrimage takes place along two main routes, the traditional 48 kilometers Nunwan-Pahalgam route in Anantnag district and the steeper 14-kilometer Baltal route in Ganderbal district. Spanning approximately 46 kilometers, the Pahalgam route to the Amarnath Cave is the traditional and scenic path for the pilgrimage. For the first time, the security architecture combines traditional deployment with an advanced digital surveillance network designed to detect, identify and neutralize threats in real time. One of the key components of the security grid is the deployment of 22 specialized sniper teams. They are positioned at strategically selected high-altitude vantage points overlooking the Baltal and Pahalgam routes. Operating under Project Hawkeye, the sniper teams maintain round-the-clock surveillance over vulnerable stretches, providing a critical counter-terrorism layer that can respond to threats before they reach the pilgrimage routes.
Security forces in Jammu and Kashmir are calling the Amarnath security network as Hawk's Eye. We're standing in the Pahalgam right now, which is a base camp for the Amarnath Yatra. And you can see there have been snipers that have been put in place, deployed at various strategical locations all across the routes of the Amarnath Yatra, whether it's from the Nunwan base camp or whether it's the Baltal base camp.
In another first, security forces have established 28 elevated observation towers along sensitive locations on both Yatra routes. Staffed by specially trained commandos, these towers provide a clear view of high footfall areas and vulnerable stretches.
There's always an upgrade with regard to the security of Amarnath Yatra every year in Jammu and Kashmir. This year, the Jammu and Kashmir police is calling it Project Hawkeye. They've made these bunkers, as you can see, very high from the ground. Around 28 of these bunkers have been made only on the Pahalgam route of the Amarnath Yatra.
Technology is the backbone of this year's security arrangements. More than 400 AI-enabled CCTV cameras, integrated with facial recognition systems and automatic number plate recognition technology, have been installed across transit camps, base camps and trekking routes. The surveillance network is designed to instantly identify blacklisted individuals, overground workers, criminals, suspected terrorists and flagged vehicles. Any match automatically alerts security personnel. Authorities have also deployed multi-layer drone surveillance, night vision devices and sophisticated anti-drone systems to monitor mountainous terrain and detect any unauthorized aerial movement.
Technology has played a major role with regard to the security of Amarnath Yatra, and this year we are seeing an upgrade that has been given to Jammu and Kashmir police. With regard to the CCTVs that have been given to them, as you can see, there's a control room here at one of the base camps in Nunwan in Pahalgam, where you see there are screens that have been placed here which give you the live stream of all the strategic points all along the yatra, whether it's the route, whether it's the base camp, or it's the route ahead that they trek from the base camp towards the cave. There are PTZ cameras that have been placed here. You can see a high definition footage that has been grabbed by this camera. There are CCTV cameras, around 418 CCTV cameras that have been placed here on the route of the Amarnath Yatra.
At the Nunwan and Baltal base camps, pilgrims undergo multiple layers of security screening, including baggage scanning, frisking, vehicle inspections, and electronic surveillance before being permitted to proceed towards the holy cave shrine. Joint deployments of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, Indian Army, Border Security Force and Central Reserve Police Force and other central armed police forces maintain continuous surveillance along the routes, supported by newly constructed fortified bunkers equipped with modern surveillance systems. Officials said nearly 100,000 security personnel supported by intelligence agencies have been deployed across both Yatra routes. The Ministry of Home Affairs has also sanctioned 670 companies of the Central Armed Police Forces along with the Special Frontier Force unit to further strengthen the security grid.
Over 100,000 security personnel have been deployed for the security of Amarnath this year. We are standing in Pahalgam right now, where you can see security personnel from Jammu and Kashmir Police, from Indian Army, Border Security Forces, as well as the paramilitary forces have been deployed all over the routes, both the routes that start from Jammu to Pahalgam and Jammu to Sonmarg area, where there are two base camps. And starting from the base camp till the cave, there is massive presence of security forces all over the routes.
Officials described the security arrangements as a comprehensive 360-degree protection shield that integrates human intelligence, artificial intelligence, sophisticated surveillance technology, and coordinated inter-agency operations to ensure a safe, secure, and smooth pilgrimage.
This is the new bunker that has been put in place. It's a temporary bunker which will be placed all through the Yatra time across the routes of the Yatra from both Pahalgam as well as Sonmarg routes. And security personnel, the number of security personnel on the ground have also been increased, and according to the officials, over 100,000 security personnel have been deployed for the security of Amarnath Yatra. With video journalist Feroz, Idrees Lone for WION World is One.
As the United States turns 250, massive celebrations take place across the country. This year's special anniversary event is the longest and most extensive national commemoration in modern U.S. history. Let's explore. This year, the United States marks 250 years of independence. The celebrations stretch across cities, coastlines, and the National Mall itself. For travelers, this is a rare chance to watch history and spectacle collide. Let's start by looking at what takes place in Washington, D.C. The Great American State Fair opened on the National Mall, right next to the Smithsonian and the Capitol. Every state and territory built an exhibit. You'll find food stalls, industry displays, military shows, and flyovers. There's even a ferry wheel rising over the mall, a sight you won't see any other year.
Number one, it's America's birthday, right? And it's America's 250th birthday, so it's an incredible event. I think we're going to have the largest fireworks display, for example, that anyone's ever seen on July 4th. We have really a celebration here of our 50 states and 6 territories in a way that they've never been presented before in America's history.
Just steps away, members of Congress gathered for another milestone. They unveiled a time capsule that won't open until 2276. Inside, you'll find items from all 50 states, an Olympic gold medal, a digital archive from the Library of Congress, and a pocket constitution signed by every Supreme Court justice.
On the front of the capsule, we have the passage from the Declaration of Independence that declared the colonies to now be free and independent states. We have a dedication from this Congress to mark both this time capsule and the milestone of the 250th anniversary of that declaration.
Baltimore offers a different view of the celebration. A fleet of international tall ships sailed into the harbor for America's 250th. These are the kind of vessels you read about in history books, now docked along the waterfront for public tours. If you time your trip right, you can walk the decks and watch the rigging up close.
So here in Baltimore, for Sail 250 Maryland and Air Show Baltimore, we have 14 international tall ships coming, visiting the city. We have 2 U.S. Navy ships and a Canadian Navy ship coming. We have a number of other smaller vessels coming, and we have an amazing air show. So we have an amazing opportunity to celebrate our 250th here in Baltimore.
So how do you plan a trip around all of this? Here's what you need to know. Washington, D.C. Visit the National Mall for the Great American State Fair, a 16-day event. Exhibits run through the summer with daily performances and flyovers. Philadelphia, see Independence National Historical Park, where the new time capsule will be buried beneath the same ground as the Declaration's signing. Baltimore, check the harbor schedule for tall ship arrivals. Many ships open for public boarding on set dates. An anniversary like this will not repeat for years. Whether you're drawn to military flyovers, tall ships, or special concerts, there's a way to experience this moment firsthand. Watch a nation mark a quarter millennium in real time. Switzerland's centuries-old yodeling tradition took center stage in Basel, but soaring temperatures nearly stole the spotlight, as the city hosted its biggest folk celebration in over 100 years. Performers found creative ways to stay cool while keeping one of the country's oldest musical traditions alive.
Not every performance begins on a stage. At Switzerland's National Yodeling Festival, many enthusiasts began practicing in the city's public fountains. This festival celebrates the traditional vocal technique of yodeling, in which singers rapidly switch between a low natural chest voice and a high falsetto head voice. The sound of Swiss yodeling filled every corner of the city, from churches and concert halls to busy streets and restaurant courtyards. Nearly 200,000 visitors attended the 3-day celebration, with around 12,000 performers competing in yodeling, alphorn playing, and traditional flag throwing. The competitions took place across churches, concert halls and schools, while the streets transformed into a giant open-air stage where music became part of everyday life.
Well, I sing with the Jodler Club Echo Basel, and we are one of the Trägerverein, so hosting clubs of the Eidgenössisches Jodlerfest or the Federal Jodlerfest 2026 in Basel. And as part of that, we are here at the Martinskirche tonight, and we've just sang our Wettlied, our competition song. And at the end of the weekend, we will find out what grade, essentially, we got for our song, which goes on a scale of 1 to 4, where 1 is the best.
Their performance reflected a musical tradition rooted in Swiss culture. For many participants, it is a connection to home, even for those living thousands of kilometers away.
I've always loved music, and I lived here as a child, and when I moved back to New Zealand, I wanted to stay in touch with Swiss culture. So I joined a New Zealand Swiss Kiwi yodeling club.
Unlike the the faster, more energetic style often associated with Austria's Tyrol region, Swiss yodeling is slower, more expressive, and more closely tied to regional customs. Around 1900, the Swiss government intervened to protect its own style from being overtaken by the faster Tyrolean fashion moving across the Alps. Alphorn players filled the city with the deep, rich sound of one of Switzerland's most recognizable instruments, while competitors prepared carefully before facing the judges.
Everything is down to the wide pipe, singing in your head, and then the lips that form your pitch. The higher the pitch, the stronger you blow. It's complicated because you have to do everything with natural notes.
Elsewhere, traditional flag throwers showcased precision by keeping colorful silk flags in constant motion as judges scored every throw and catch. According to Basel Tourism, hotels in the canton of Basel-Stadt recorded occupancy rates of between 80 to 90% across both nights. The festival ended with a vibrant parade through Basel's Old Town, where musicians, singers and flag bearers marched past cheering crowds. Braving record-breaking temperatures, they celebrated a tradition that has echoed through the Swiss Alps for generations and now enjoys global recognition.
Winding through mountains, tunnels and bridges, a century-old railway in western Serbia continues to take visitors on a journey across time. Let's take a look.
In the mountains of western Serbia, the Sagan 8 railway has become one of the country's most iconic tourist attractions. Named after its figure 8-shaped track, the narrow-gauge railway was engineered to overcome a steep 300-meter climb through the rugged landscape. Visitors board the restored vintage train at Mokra Gora, starting a 15.5-kilometer journey through some of the Balkans' most breathtaking scenery. The scenic route takes passengers across 10 bridges and through 22 tunnels, offering panoramic views of forests, valleys, and mountain peaks.
The historic railway was in commercial use from 1925 until 1974. This restored section is now used exclusively as a tourist attraction. Along 15.5 kilometers, it climbs 300 meters, passing through 22 tunnels and across 10 bridges.
Originally built more than a century ago as part of the railway connecting Belgrade and Sarajevo, the line was considered an engineering marvel of its time. With the evolution of technology, it remained out of service for decades. It was later restored in the early 2000s and now welcomes thousands of visitors each year from April to November.
When exploring where to go and what to see in Serbia, our decision was to first ride the Sagan 8 railway because it is a very interesting experience and there is a lot of beautiful scenery to see here.
Over time, this attraction has become the favorite of tourists, railway enthusiasts, history lovers, and nature seekers. The restored locomotive and vintage carriages recreate the atmosphere of early 20th century rail travel, transporting passengers back in time.
Riding the Sagan 8 railway is not just a travel through nature, but also a travel through time because the train looks identical to the original one from when this line was originally operated.
My father is a passionate train enthusiast, and all of this, how it sounds, how it looks. You see, our only experience so far was of modern trains, and this slow ride in open cars that lets you inhale the scents of the mountain is a true joy.
What was once an engineering solution has become one of Serbia's most iconic attractions, drawing visitors from around the world to experience history on the rails.
For many Scandinavians, few things are more relaxing than stepping from a hot sauna into cool open water. Now Stockholm is making that easier to experience. Sweden's capital has now opened its first public waterfront sauna. Let's check it out. Stockholm has opened its first public waterfront sauna, making one of Sweden's most cherished traditions more accessible to both residents and visitors. The new Hornstullsbastun is part of the city's wider plan to open up more of Stockholm's waterfront for public recreation. The sauna accommodates up to 16 people and features outdoor showers, sauna baskets and a dedicated swimming area, allowing guests to alternate between the heat of the sauna and a refreshing dip in the water.
You come in here and you're free to have a bath if you would like that. When you book and pay, you get a code, a QR code, so you can use it here and the door will be open for you. You come into the sauna.
While sauna culture is deeply rooted in Sweden, many of Stockholm's popular waterfront saunas are notoriously difficult to book, with waiting lists often stretching into the thousands and new venues often filling up within minutes.
Mainly this is a place for recreation, but also we think that our international guests we would like them to welcome them to a sauna without any membership.
Hornstullsbastun can be reserved online up to 1 month in advance and is open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sessions are divided into women's, men's and mixed gender time slots. With swimwear required, a 90-minute visit costs 150 kroner, or around $15.
It's great to have water and sauna together. I mean, if a sauna without water is not a real experience, these two need to go together. And this is such a beautiful place, and today we got beautiful weather, so it's a perfect combination.
The new sauna stands on the site of the former Liljeholmsbadet, a floating public bathhouse that served Stockholm for decades before being removed last year due to its deteriorating condition. City officials say public interest in the facility will be closely monitored as they consider opening more public saunas across the Swedish capital. That's all we have for you on the show this week, but we return with more travel content next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.